Last video I ended talking about what gestational diabetes can mean for the baby. This time I'm picking up talking about how gestational diabetes can affect the mother. Women with gestational diabetes are more prone to getting urinary tract infections and yeast infections. Luckily I haven't had to deal with those because they don't sound very fun. You can develop polyhydramnios, which is basically having too much amniotic fluid, which can cause your baby to be born early. You can develop preeclampsia, but I mean anyone can, but that's when your blood pressure is too high, you're retaining a lot of water, there's protein in your urine, and you are just swelling up. And C-sections are more common in mothers who have gestational diabetes. So now that you've been diagnosed with gestational diabetes, what do you do about it? The first line of action is changing what you eat and getting some mild exercise. If that doesn't work alone to keep your blood sugars around the same level as other pregnant ladies, you are put on oral medication, or if it's really bad, you have to give yourself insulin injections. When you have gestational diabetes, you need to test your blood sugar levels. I have to do it 4 times a day when I first wake up and 2 hours after each meal to make sure my numbers are staying. They shouldn't be any higher than about 90 or 95 when I first wake up, and it shouldn't be over 120 2 hours after I've eaten. The biggest component of keeping your blood sugar levels down is watching what you eat, and you have a very special meal plan, which will be in another video completely by itself because it's some pretty in-depth stuff. Let's talk about how they keep an eye on you and your baby. When you develop gestational diabetes and you figure it out, they term your pregnancy high risk, which means for most offices, they want you to come in 2 times a week to check on the health of you and your baby. So how do they evaluate the health? How do they keep an eye on her or him, your baby? One thing they do is NSTs, they're non-stress tests. Basically, they hook 2 things up to your belly. One measures if you're having any contractions, and the other is measuring your baby's heart rate. And you get to hold this cool little thing that looks like a game show buzzer that you have to press every time your baby moves during the period that they're monitoring you. The other thing they do is give you ultrasounds to check on the amniotic fluid levels, to make sure your baby's moving, practicing breathing, all of that good stuff, and they'll do growth scans to make sure your baby's not getting to a ridiculous weight. Well, I'm going to leave it there for now, and next time we will talk about the great joy of having a meal plan.